Welcome to Story Cinema. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy the story. Have a good day. And please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.
Today, we are diving into an exhilarating thriller that will keep your heart racing. Directed by Jeremy Saunier, known for his expertise in crafting chilling thrillers, this film promises to deliver non-stop action. It sets in a small town where a former Marine finds himself facing the storm of his life. The story kicks off with a seemingly straightforward scenario, but things quickly spiral out of control as Terry encounters corrupt police officers. It becomes evident that this town is far from ordinary. Just like the thriller films, this movie is packed with unexpected twists and turns. The plot moves at a breakneck pace, especially when it gets near its climax, demanding your full attention. At the beginning, we meet Terry riding his bike down an empty road, with loud rock music blaring through his headphones, completely unaware of the police siren approaching from behind. The police car speeds up and collides with Terry's bike, sending him crashing to the ground. Officers Evan and Steve show no remorse for the incident, accusing Terry of being the suspect in a bike theft. To make matters worse, they find $30,000 cash in Terry's bag. Terry tries to explain that the money is for his cousin's bail, who is being held at Salary Springs local jail. If he doesn't make it to court by 5 p.m., his cousin will be sent to state prison. Even though Terry's bike is not stolen, the police confiscate the money. They claim that their investigation showed the money is linked to drug dealing, giving them the right to seize it. They leave Terry there without his cash. At the courthouse, Terry recounts his situation to Summer, a court clerk, who feels sympathetic towards him. She informs Terry about a civil asset forfeiture law designed to combat drug cartels, but hints that the local police are corrupt and misuse the seized funds for their personal gain. Terry tells her that his cousin has an enemy in state prison, and if he's sent there, he'll be killed. Terry tries to report the robbery to the police, but the sheriff convinces him to stay out of it. Terry proposes a deal. If he can come up with $10,000, he'll get his cousin out on bail. He offers the rest of the money to the police to hold it until he can retrieve it. The sheriff agrees to this agreement and tells Terry to return at 9 a.m. Monday to get his cousin. When Terry shows up at 9:30 on Monday, his cousin is already in state prison. Terry realizes the sheriff never intended to honor the deal. The police discovers that Terry is not just a former Marine, but also a former instructor in the Marine martial art program, making him a dangerous adversary. Using his skills, Terry disarms 2 policemen and takes the sheriff hostage. He locks them in the police station and retrieves his money from the evidence room. He also finds more money and weapons that were seized from civilians. Terry takes only $10,000 of his own money and leaves the rest at the station, keeping his promise. Terry brings the money to court. Summer quickly goes to submit the bail money, but it's unclear if his cousin will get bail. Before anything can be settled, the police arrive and arrest Terry. Instead of charging him, the sheriff tells Terry that his cousin has been attacked in state prison and might die. The sheriff gives Terry a new truck and tells him to leave town quietly, warning him that if he returns, he'll face adverse consequences. Terry's cousin dies, and Terry follows the sheriff's orders to leave the city. Just as he is about to drive away, he gets a call from Summer. Despite his reluctance, he feels compelled to help her. We learn that Summer had a history of drug addiction and is now being forcefully injected with heroin as a warning to stop helping Terry. With no one else to turn to, Summer reaches out to Terry. She needs a job at the courthouse to look after her daughter. Terry and Summer decide to drop the case. On his way out of town, Terry is stopped by Officer Steve. Terry notices that Steve hasn't turned on his police lights. Steve explains that turning on the light would trigger dash cam. Steve plans to kill Terry by shooting him, but Terry manages to escape. Meanwhile, Summer is fired from her job after a surprise drug test, which reveals she was using drugs. With nothing left to lose, Terry and Summer decides to expose the town's corruption and bring the crooked cops to justice. Summer tells Terry that she has a friend in police force. Summer and Terry goes to meet this friend. That person explains whatever happened at the beginning of the film wasn't an accident. The Salary Spring police force arrests people for minor crimes and set extremely high bail amounts. This forces families to come to town with large sum of money. The police seize the money and use it to fund their department, keeping their taxes low. To cover their tracks, the police don't want anyone to access their dashcam footage. They are supposed to keep the footage for 90 days after an arrest, but after that, they can destroy it. Some footage is stored on hard drives in the courthouse that even the police can access. These hard drives hold all the evidence needed to take down the department. Summer and Terry breaks into the courthouse to retrieve the dashcam footages from the hard drives. However, when they arrive, some officers are already there to destroy the hard drive. Terry grabs the hard drive, sets the building on fire, and is about to leave. But Summer tells Terry to wait in the car while she gets some files from inside. But as soon as she enters, she's caught by an officer and taken away by the police. Terry offers to give the SD card to the police in exchange for Summer's safe return. But he has a plan to trick them. Instead of going to the drop-off point, Terry heads to the station where officers are waiting for him. He knocks the sheriff unconscious and gives what he claims is the SD card to Officer Jessica Sims. Terry believes she is on his side and that she will release the footage after his arrest, though he doesn't know her true intentions. It turns out that Jessica is not who Terry thought she was. She betrays him and throws him out of the station. The SD cards are now destroyed, and Terry is surrounded by cops who are about to kill him. Just as things seem dire, Officer Evan steps forward and says Terry should not be killed, but should face legal consequences. It's revealed that Evan, not Jessica, is the real liar. The sheriff shoots Evan and chaos erupts as gunfire is exchanged. In the middle of the fight, Evan tells Terry to turn on the lights of his police car so that the dashcam starts recording 3 minutes before. This means the footage captures the sheriff shooting one of his own officer. Terry, Evan, and Summer flee to the hospital in a police car, with other officers in pursuit. During the intense car chase, it seems like the good guys might lose. Terry's car gets a flat tire from a bullet, and the police are closing in. But Jessica turns out to be a genuine ally. She crashes the sheriff's car and gets him arrested. Terry manages to drive off, and the remaining officers accompany him instead of continuing the chase. Terry takes an intoxicated Summer to the hospital, takes dashcam footage from the car to keep the proof, and here the film ends.
Please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.